Hello, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to my NHL 20 franchise mode here in the state of hockey. In the previous episode, we finished up the entire 2023 off season, and if you don't recall what happened, it's because you didn't watch the last episode. So I definitely recommend going and watching the draft and the re-sign and free agency period because we got a lot done. And I said it would be challenging, and it was, and it's going to continue to be challenging. Not because we're not deep enough. It's that we are too talented. My English is terrible. It's because it's currently 1:13 in the morning, baby. But I don't care. I'm getting these episodes up. It does not matter. Okay? We're here in Minnesota. 2023, coming off of a really solid offseason. A round one loss to the San Jose Sharks. We are looking to dominate the league this year. And I have done my best to assemble this roster. There is a lot to talk about. So let's go ahead and talk about the 2023-2024 Minnesota Wild. Obviously, the first line is dynamite. Automatic. Alexei Petrangelov, Anthony Francis, Kirill Kaprizov, which is magnifico. If I can't speak English, I'll speak a different language, everybody. No, this first line is hopefully going to dominate. I'm expecting even better numbers from last year. Obviously, 119 points is fantastic, but it needs to go up. We need to win more. We need to be more competitive. I want us to be a 50-plus win team this year. I want us to compete day in, day out, game in, game out. None of these 4-game losing skids. No. I can't accept that anymore. We are a good team. And by the end of the season, if we have not made it out of the first round, I'm going to look towards my coach and goaltending, obviously, but we will get into that. All these guys are so young. And we also have to talk about the captaincy, which the captain will be named this episode. Okay? Who is it going to be? Guess now. Who's it going to be? So we'll talk about Hoglander and Malkin. But the guy, the big fish, or the big postable we went out and acquired during free agency is the one and only David Pastrnak. 27 years of age, right winger, right-handed, 91 overall, 61 points last year. He's had a few iffy seasons with Boston. He had 84 points the year before, but he's a 30-goal man year in, year out. I'm expecting them to come over here, unlike Forsberg, and dominate. Forsberg, that was a whole weird saga. We traded him for Malkin, a bunch of different pieces. It happens. But having him on this roster does not make us worse. We need a guy like that, an impact player, not only on our first line, but on our second line. And we are a deep team this year. I think we are all around better. There's some pieces that don't totally 100% fit, but I do like David Pastrnak. We have him on for $11 million for 3 years, which I have looked at the cap situation that is going to start happening next season. It's a decent contract for both parties. We probably could have got him at less money, but I'm thinking, you know what, we have all these young guys getting ready to come up into the lineup. They're still making their ELC contract. So we have enough money to get this guy onto this roster and win right now. I was looking at a Braden Point. I was looking at a Huberdeau, but David Pastrnak is a right winger, and I like it when I acquire guys and I don't just change them right away to a lefty or a centerman. I like that he fits this mold very well. And they got that +3 on the second line, but one man does not make up a line. 3-time Stanley Cup champion, 37 years of age, 85 overall, 1,327 career points, the one and only Evgeny Malkin. Gino Malkin? I'm sorry. I'm terrible with nicknames, guys. I really like him, and there was a lot of questions about him. We could have gone out and got a Brayden Point. Okay? And I think too much change at once would hurt this young roster. I think Evgeny Malkin played really, really well for us down the stretch. 33 points in 31 games, 11 points on the power play, 3 game winning goals. He was playing better here in Minnesota than he was on Pittsburgh. That is just a fact. Okay? He had 56 points in 49 games. He was playing really good for us. He played really, really good hockey for us. 89 points. Is that 89? Yeah, my math is correct. 89 points last year as a 36, 37-year-old. He's going to be 38 quite soon. I like him. And I like him on this roster until we see some change coming from our centerman. And the young Nils Hoglander, 22 years of age, he has really taken a step. 88 overall. He is ready. Last year, he had 65 points. He's growing. He's increasing every year. He played 2 less games last year. He was a -1, though. If he had 18 power play points. He had 4 game winners. So, as the data shows, he's only going to get better. And I'm expecting him to be a 65-point player for us every year. I need him to be solid. I really like him. He's a 99 overall offensive awareness. He's only going to get better. He's 22, and he's at an 88. Our top 6 is dynamite. Is absolute dynamite. And let's talk about the bottom 6. The bottom 6 is where things start getting a little iffy, and this is where a lot of our questions come into play. Owen, really? No. I didn't have a lot of questions coming in to this season and reorganizing my roster about the top 6. I had no quarrels with that. The bottom 6 is where things got a little iffy. And yes, I know I'm going on and on about the roster, but you're going to hear me talk about it, okay? You can skip ahead if you want. Do your thing. But I'm here to talk, to give my explanation why I did a few things. Okay, if you did not know, our first round pick last year in Luis Langweeder, 20th overall, he's 83 overall at 18. You could say, okay, keep him. You don't even have to sign him. I have to give this guy a chance. How much better is he going to get in the National League? Right? How much better is an 18-year-old going to get at 83 overall? He could totally grow. Yeah, I 100% believe that. And that I try to make a case for every player on this team in the position that they're in. Yes, we'll talk about Lucas Raymond, don't worry. And it was hard. It was. At each end of this bottom 6, you see Zucker, you see Kunin, yeah, I know. You see Newman, who I'm 100% ready to get into the lineup last year. We could have totally brought him into the lineup last year, but I think he's going to be impressive for us this year as a rookie. Now, similar to last year, that third line is looking very, very young. And the third line last year was very, very weak in their own end. So I'm hoping a 6'5" beast, 18 years of age, Luis Langweeder, does well for us. And we'll talk about Newman. But Lucas Raymond is the biggest question mark. Now, I see a lot of trades out in the NHL, and I always have to take an account for salary cap. Lucas Raymond needs to be re-signed. Even before we get to the regular season, I'm going to have to make a few contract extensions, send them a few guys' ways? It's too late to be messing up your English, Owen, okay? Be serious. Speaking of being serious, Lucas Raymond, big question mark. He's 21, and I would hate to give up on him. You know, there were a few comments on just saying, give him a chance. Give him a chance to just play. Yeah, I agree with that. 28 points last year, though. He played a minute less, okay? So that's not that much. I mean, you can say whatever. But being the, what overall pick was he? 6th overall pick, you need to be progressing better. And a lot of you might be saying, why the hell is he at center? Why have you changed him to a centerman? Now, you don't see his full stats because I have Fog of War on. But his faceoffs look okay. Potentially, we can move him and shape him as a centerman because we are too deep on the wingers. He has not been nearly as impressive as I thought he was going to be. He had a great season. He got a great first season in Iowa. Fantastic. Comes up 30 points. That's pretty good as a rookie. 28 the next year as a sophomore. You can talk as much as you want about that, but we are too deep. We got a Langweeder. We got Newman. Those guys are way too impressive. They're out of Lucas Raymond's range. Lucas Raymond has not been that impressive. I mean, Cal Newman, how many points did he have last year in Guelph? He had 100 points, right? He's good. He's going to be great for us. He'll take over Pasternak quite soon. Okay? Now, I'm not saying we're weak at the center position, but if Lucas Raymond is going to move into that top 6, it's not going to be as a winger. It is not. And I've looked at a lot of trades, and there are a lot of trades out there that I'm like, yeah, I like that. But then I have to take into account, okay, let's give this guy one more shot. Those guys are still going to be on the block. This time, maybe trade deadline, we look at something. Because there's a lot of guys in the AHL like, hey, give me a chance, please. And it's hard because you're going to see it a lot similar in our Columbus franchise mode where we had too much talent to fit on this roster. But that third line is going to be a pivotal part of this team. And let's talk about the fourth line. Luke Kunin, salary cap crunch is coming. I'm not sure where I see Kunin going. He's got lots of trade value. Maybe we move him near the deadline. Because if Raymond's working, if Malkin's working, we have to take into account Evgeny Malkin is 37. He's not going to be as good. He's not going to be this good come this time again next year. He might even retire at that point, right? And I want that contract off the books because money is going to get very tight very quickly, especially with all the impressive guys we have on this roster, right? We're going to lose players left and right. That is just the truth. So Kunin on the fourth line, he's playing plenty of special team units, but there's no other place that I can fit him. I'd move Raymond to the fourth, but he's 21, medium elite. We need to put him in a place to succeed. Okay, Zucker and Hartman. I don't particularly like Zucker on that fourth line, but we need a guy like him, especially if we want to move Langweeder around or, especially if that third line isn't working, we can always move a veteran into that third line, right? It would help out 100%. So that is a forward core. We've talked about them plenty. Those are my reasons. Now, the defensive core was a lot easier. We signed Thomas Hickey in free agency, signed him to 3.4 for 1 year. Yeah, that's just a depth defenseman to help us out, but our top 4 is pretty much solid. I mean, it is solid. I love our defensive core. Even Sutter, who's aging, I would love if he wasn't as old as dirt. I wish he would just retire so we could get that cap, but this is it for him. He either retires or we waive him or we buy him out because we're going to need that cap come this time next year. I love Quinn Hughes. I like Matt Dumba. Potential trade because there's a guy on the block that I really want, especially if we're trying to go for a cup. Brant Clark, Marcus Mironov. I love these guys. I absolutely adore Marcus Mironov, Brant Clark. I absolutely love both these guys. I love the top 4 defense. I like Hickey and I like Sutter. Not $7.5 million though. Now, let's talk about goaltending. Now, Ben Bishop decreased 2 overall, okay? Scary. We've proved that it doesn't matter what overall a goaltender is because we lost to an 82 overall goaltender in the playoffs. So it doesn't matter what overall you are, and that doesn't correlate to how well you play. Sometimes you see 91 overall goalies play like 36 overall goalies. Sometimes you see 36 overall goalies play like 99s, okay? Ben Bishop is going to be that stopgap for our elite prospect in Jaden Weeman. 21 years of age. He's ready for the NHL. He's ready for the big times. Ben Bishop, we could totally move him at the draft this year if need be, especially with Hunter Jones coming up. We have a lot of goalies, but I like that tandem. Hopefully they can succeed. Our scratch players this year are Joe Hicketts for defense and Ryan Fitzgerald for the forward core. Now, I'm going to go over the special teams. Obviously, there's a lot of stuff I have to get to this episode, but I just want to lay everything down so you guys know about it. Our power play unit is the best power play unit in the league. When you have Anthony Francis, a 99 overall franchise guy, centering your power play, you're a +5. You got Marcus Mironov, Eminem, Quinn Hughes, Petrangelov, Kaprizov. You will put the puck in when it matters the most, and I need to see that. I need numbers. I need balls to the wall, crazy numbers from these guys this year to give me a little bit of confidence. You got David Pastrnak. You got Evgeny Malkin. You got Nils Hoglander. Those guys are getting time. I decided not to play Francis on both five-man power play units just because I wanted to get Malkin some time just so he wasn't upset. He's a great offensive player. Him and Hoglander and Pastrnak should play really well together. Brandt Clark, Dumba, Mironov, they're going to all be great, okay? 4-man. Now, this is where Francis does play both units. I want to make sure he gets those points, and I hope he racks them up this year. I want to see some records broken. You do see Newman getting a little bit of time there, which is solid. I'm hoping he was projected, or he was compared to Patrick Kane at the draft. So I'm hoping, hey, maybe he's good for us, and he's just a standout rookie for us. Maybe 4th year in a row we get a Calder winner. I'm not too sure because there were a lot of players in the draft this year that are 100% going to compete for that trophy. Okay. Penalty kill is looking really solid. You got Langweeder getting a bit of time there. Francis, obviously. Hickey. They're looking good. Get +3 on the first PK unit. Fantastic. And there are zeros here, but that's a really solid penalty kill unit. I like our special teams this year. Extra lines, obviously, gorgeous. Raymond getting a bit of time there as a center. Kunin, Newman, ooh, beautiful. 3-on-3 is gorgeous as well. Extra attacker Francis and Kaprizov. Shootout is looking like that. Now I'm going to briefly go over the AHL. There isn't a lot to note, but you do see Beckman, you do see Dewar, and you do see Griffin. Those are 3 prospects to keep an eye on. How I was talking about, we are too full to bring these guys up into the lineup and risk the other guys that we have in the NHL right now. Why would we move around to Pastrnak? Why would we move around to Petrangelov? That wouldn't be fair to them because they are consistent in the NHL level. I'm not just going to waste a roster spot on Chris Griffin, no offense, but I know nothing about you. You're getting plenty of time here in the AHL, 1 more year. Maybe you work your way up into the NHL. Maybe you're so good, I'm forced to put you in a position to succeed. Adam Beckman, who had a rough season last year, but I have no room. As it currently stands, I have no room. Boris Habibulin is going to get better. I think he'll be the 4th-line centerman next year, but those are the 3 most notable prospects on our roster. I mean, oh my God. I mean, it's a good defensive squad, but they got a few issues here. Nah, -3. Jesus, that's rough. Bad. Never mind. I won't even mess around with that because that's so rough. Goaltenders, you have Hunter Jones, 22 years of age, maybe grows into a backup goalie for us. And then you have Gustavs Vasanoyov, the 19-year-old, 62 overall. I like that combo. We have a lot of good goalies. We have a lot of awesome prospects, and we are so full. It's like after Thanksgiving meal. Okay? You just eat so much, you're ready to explode, and you just keep eating because you're crazy and you love Thanksgiving. It's once a year, guys. Twice if you're Canadian and American, okay? If you celebrate it both ways, duh. We have so much talent. Okay, speaking of talent, we also have 4 first-round draft picks this year. I mean, I'll even go show you right now because we have so many assets, we're not just going to turn them into 7th-round draft picks. We got to make sure we are wise about this. Ottawa's, our own, Tampa's, and Toronto's. They could all be just whatever picks, but we could always be smart and move up for maybe a centerman, right? But before we even get, there are two things that I want to do before we get to the NHL season. Okay, I'm not sure how much we're going to simulate this year, but we have to talk about contracts. This is a thing that I've been dreading. We've had so much cap space in the previous few years. This is what, year 5 of our franchise mode? It's time to get smart. We've thrown around cap, especially with Pasternak and Ben Bishop, right? But those were necessary moves. You got Pietrangelo and Mironov and Brandt Clarke coming up, which means we're losing pieces this season. We are losing people. All expiring. You got a few big guys. You got Raymond, you got Clarke, you got Mironov, and Pietrangelo. Good news, we have all their rights. So even if it came down to the wire, we couldn't re-sign them, we would have their rights. We wouldn't lose them for nothing. But obviously the biggest fish here is the first overall pick in 2021, Alexei Pietrangelo. Jesus, he wants $12 million over 5 years, but I was looking around, I'm like, 12, you know what, we're going to have to give that up anyways. It's whatever. But if you go to 8 years, it drops down to 7.875. So, I'm going to bring out my rusty old calculator. I'm going to go to 7.875 times 0.85 equals, that's a nice number, guys. Oh my, this would save us so much. He is an absolute team player if he takes this contract. If he doesn't, we're going to have a bit of issues, but we know that he's definitely worth more than this. I'll even go up to 7.1. 7.1 over 8 is an absolute steal. The next guy on this list is obviously Marcus Mironov. And I want to give him the 8. I think he is 100% worth it. Captain material in my eyes. 8.5 times 0.85 equals 7.25. Which almost takes us right to the dot there. And we also have Brandt Clarke. Hold on, I think we can even get him here. Hold on, $6 million times 0.85. 5.1 over 8. I want that. Please give it to me. If these guys sign right now, that saves us so much effort in the offseason. That would save us so much time, money, effort. So we'll give it a few days. Jameson Wellwood wants to talk to us. I want to keep him in the NHL. I want to keep Louis Langmuir in the NHL this year. Persuade. Let's, okay, we'll give him the stint. I don't promise you anything, though. Hopefully he's an impact guy for us. Jameson, I don't like you, but we got to win some games, okay? So are these guys going to sign their contracts? Pietrangelo has signed that deal, 7.1 over 8 for a 91 overall franchise guy. Oh, what a beauty. But we have 2 more guys there that need to sign. Clarke signs the contract. Absolute steal for 8 years. Are you kidding me? Marcus. Marcus Mironov signs that deal, which means I think we still even have enough money to... Hold on. Those are 3 huge RFAs that we just signed. Raymond. How much money do we still have to work with? $4 million. Now, if he turns out to be a solid centerman for us, this could work out and very well in our favor. 8 years. We will go up to 2.4 for you for over 8 years. If you sign this, I'm happy as hell, and if you don't sign it, I'm upset. Okay? But getting those guys under the book, on contract, 8 years apiece for all those guys, and they'll come up off the books at the same time, so we'll have enough money to re-sign them. It works! That's so good! So they're buying into the system. Lucas Raymond signs the deal. I'm ready to go. But, we're 25 minutes into this episode, but the captaincy. Who is the captain? Who is the captain of the Minnesota Wild? You can look at anybody, and you might disagree with my choice. You might be like, hey, yeah, he deserves it. You might be like, oh, maybe somebody else, but we are a young team. This guy's a bit older. He's in his prime. A lot of these guys are in their prime. No, it's not who you're thinking of. It is going to be... I mean, who do they put... Oh, I mean, it says Ryan Sutter. I'm sorry to break it to you guys, but Ryan Sutter is not the captain. I will be naming the captain right now, but I want to get the other 8. And I will tell you now, Anthony Francis is not the captain. Folks, Anthony Francis is not the captain. I think he's too new to this franchise. He's young, plenty of potential. Even when this next guy retires, the captain that I'm planning on naming, if he retires, Anthony Francis would be the guy to step up. Is it Petrangelo? Is it a guy you might not expect? Is it Marcus Mironov? No, it's not Marcus Mironov. So who does that leave? Quinn Hughes? Dumba? I'm going to go with the Russian phenom in Kirill Kaprizov. Kirill Kaprizov will become the captain of the Minnesota Wild. And how many captains has Minnesota had? I'm going to have to Google it. I'll show it in the next episode, but Minnesota has had a handful of captains. I can only name a few. Mikko Koivu being the most recent one. We haven't had a captain since we traded Mikko Koivu. It's been a while. Kaprizov, you might be like, oh, he was in the KHL for so long. Does he really deserve that? He played in the KHL to better himself. He didn't want to play on Minnesota. It's not like he didn't want to play on Minnesota. It's just he went to a men's league. He dominated as a 20, 21-year-old. He's dominating a men's league. He comes over to the NHL. 73 goals in his rookie campaign. He is a Minnesota draftee. He is going to lead this team into the future. We got a lot of guys to rely on, but he is the captain of the Minnesota Wild. Number 97, he is the best 97 in the league. Connor McDavid, scoot out of the way. It's time for the regular season. I'm not even going to slow sim the first game because it's voodoo. I want to see how we do. How it be. You know, how it be. Why am I like this? Preseason, let's get it over with. Let it do its thing. Let's just get through it. Salary cap, don't even worry about it at this very moment. We got a lot of contracts out of the way, and we won't have to deal with that because I'm assuming a lot of them are going to have decent seasons, and they'd ask for more money on top of that, right? And we got it out of the way. First game of the season, Dallas Stars. Let's get that W. W, come on! 6-3 victory, Winnipeg. Come on. Ooh, 4-3 OT win, I'll take it. 3 in a row, Arizona. Hell yeah. Colorado gets spanked by the Avalanche, 7-4. Rangers, 9-2 victory. I'll take it. Vancouver. Oh yeah, let's talk about the draft class. We have 4 first-round draft picks. I'm gonna keep track of that. But the top-rated guy here is Miles Yoshimura, 17-year-old, WHL, Kelowna Rockets. If we want a centerman, hey, it's Yoshimura. I love that idea. You got Julian, you got Houle, you got Russell, you got Potvin, you got Heiskanen, you got Bonino. You got a lot of guys here. First year without created players. Vancouver, we get the W. Maybe we move up in the draft. You never know. We could use those picks to acquire a few guys throughout the season to help this team. That is a possibility. 150%. Luke Kunin wants to talk. Hey, Luke, you're playing 10 minutes tonight, which is more than I thought you'd be playing on the 4th line. I'm going to have to disagree with you, Luke Kunin. I'm sorry, man. I'm sorry. I wish I could play you at a higher position, but I need to see how everybody else does first, okay? Can you live with it for 2 seconds? Thank you. Tampa and Florida end of the month. Can we get 2 in a row? So we get stomped by Florida both times, 7-3. That's a little rough. That's a little rough. But 8-3-1 after October. That is one of our better starts to the... Anthony Francis. You know what? I'm not even going to look at the stats yet. I'm going to go 2 months because usually the first month is not a good showing. I'm going to go 2 months, see how we're producing after 2 months, have a better view of how everything is going. So 2 months, we'll check. Let's go to the end of November, see how we are. Hopefully, we're producing at a better pace. Toronto twice in a row. 3-0 shutout. I'll take it. Toronto, can we get back-to-back W's? No. 5-3 loss in regulation. But we are 1-1 in the month of November. Jameson Wellwood wants to talk. I'm going to keep him in the NHL. I don't care. He agrees. Hell yes, you do. That's what I like to hear. 2-2. Jameson Wellwood. Come on. Can we get a W against the St. Louis Blues? We can't trade Sutter. I'd love to, but, Albatross contract, if you don't remember that. Go all the way back to the first episode and watch from there. Thank you very much. St. Louis. Can we get that W? Big victory, 10-4-1. Pittsburgh. Evgeny Malkin back in the house. Regulation loss. So we've been iffy. The losses we get, we're getting outscored. I mean, obviously, that's how losses work. You know what I mean. We're getting just booted. 3-0 shutout. I don't ever want to get shut out, especially not the Ottawa Senators. 9-4 victory over the Oilers. Okay, San Jose Sharks, who beat us last year. God damn it, Minnesota. Is it... Oh, we've been so iffy. I don't like that record. Luukkonen, Luukkonen, thank you. Vote of confidence. That's what I'm here for. But you better... See? I would have been so happy after the first month. I would have been like, wow, we're doing so... No! Oh, Pietrangelo is hurt. Oh, damn it. That's December 2nd. Head coach replaces player. We'll be fine. Big victory against Dallas. 2 in a row there. Make it 4. Oh, that's 3. Okay. Pietrangelo is back. Fitzgerald played 2 games. How did he do? He had 2 penalty minutes. Sick. Pietrangelo, welcome back. And now it's time to talk about the stats. He has a few days off. He'll be healthy for the game against Nashville. 15-7-1. We're a little iffy. We're second in our division. Tied for second, actually. 1 game in hand, so we're basically second. I'm a little... The losses that we're getting, we're just getting manhandled. Like 7-3. 6-3. Like that sort of thing. I don't like that. I'd rather lose 2-1. I don't want it to be a... I mean, I want it to be a barn burner. I want our guys to get points, but... I don't want to get handled like that. I want us to be consistent. I want like 5-game win streaks, 2 losses, 5 wins, 4 wins, that sort of thing. We're top of we're one of the best teams in the league right now, but there's a lot of things that I'm iffy about. We're going to check the stats here right now. The man leading this team is your boy, Anthony Francis. 23 goals in 23 games. Hey, can he come for Wayne Gretzky's goal record? I would love that, but he's definitely not going to keep up the 23 goal pace or goal per game pace. It would be sick, but hey, that doesn't always happen. 23 goals though, 35 points. Is he leading the league? Potentially. I'm hoping he does because he's an absolute wizard. But we can talk about him all day. Let's talk about the captain, Kirill Kaprizov, who has turned himself into kind of like a playmaker. 11 goals in 23 games is really solid. 28 points is also very, very solid. He has 325 career points in 269 games. He's a consistent 40 goal scorer. He's on that pace. He's on pace for that this year. Not 73 goals. He's definitely passing the puck around more often. He's got 10 power play points. He is the captain of this team, and until somebody proves otherwise, he's the guy leading us into the future. Pietrangelo, 25 points. Hell yeah, missed a game there. He's damn good. What else is there to say? He's he's basically Russian. The backstory, it's a whole thing, okay? He's a Russian, came over to America to escape his demons in Russia. He's playing here in America, Minnesota, the state of hockey. I just want us to prove why we are the state of hockey. Pasternak, not scoring a lot of goals. That is weird. Evgeny Malkin is actually taking up the sum of goals there. 12 goals. He is helping us out. 20 points, 23 games. That's what we didn't have from Forsberg last year, but the second line has been rough defensively. Rough. When I say rough, they've been rough. -6s. Ugh, that's a little iffy. We can talk about that, but I feel goaltending has been playing a little part into it, okay? Newman, 12 points. Hell yeah, he is a stud. He's got a great wrist shot accuracy. Could probably if he continues at a solid pace, he can probably get 30 goals this year. I think he can. Lucas Raymond. You know what? I could always change him to a playmaker. He's not really a sniper, guys. If I change him to a playmaker, he might even be better. Langweeder, 83 overall. Let's check his individual stats. He's a shooter, but he's a power forward. I don't know. I mean, he's 18. He's got plenty of time. He's a dynamic young kid. I like him. I do like that third line. They've been solid defensively, which I needed to see. Zucker, 8 points on the fourth line. That's not bad. Hartman, Kunin, 6 points. Kunin, ugh. Maybe a guy that's got to go in the future. He's a third liner, so maybe once Malkin's gone, Raymond will move up. Kunin will move up. We'll have to see, but forwards have been okay to start the season. Our top guys have been the best. Lower guys have been about middle of the pack, but defense. Quinn goddamn Hughes. Do you see that? 29 points in 23 games. 7 power play points. I love Quinn Hughes. I love him, and that's such a good contract. Quinn Hughes. I hope he competes for a Norris this year. I hope he does. Marcus Mironov. He's an absolute goal-scoring legend. 89 overall. Says he's still a top 4. I'm glad I don't have to move him around in the lineup. That would suck, him and Quinn Hughes. I like the chemistry that the top 4 has. Okay? Marcus Mironov, been fantastic. He's on pace for his best season yet. I absolutely adore that. Ugh, beauty. Gotta love him. Matt Dumba, after an iffy season last year, I debated trading him. A few massive trades I had on my mind, potentially a few trades I want to make towards the deadline to make us a better overall team. He's been good. 14 points in 23 games, on pace for a way better season than he had last year. So that is huge. Huge. Branch Clark. 86 overall, 20 years of age, 11 points. He's on pace. So we're about quarter way through the season. 40 points is not out of the realm of possibility. I like the season he's having so far. I don't expect top points out of him. He was the 5th overall pick, but as long as he's solid for us, that's all I really care about. Thomas Hickey, 4 points. He's not unreliable, which is good for us. Ryan Sutter, might even drop him halfway through the season. We might even waive him. Detroit will probably pick him up. Dumpster fire. Let's talk about goaltending. And I'm scared. I'm so scared. Oh, no. Oh, guys. No. You know what I just realized? When I went into the playoffs, I never turned off auto-rotate goalie. Oh, that's rough. Oh, I feel so bad. Duh, and he has not been good. Okay, I'm going to do that. We'll get that out of the way. I feel bad about that. I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry, Weeman. I can't believe I did that. Okay, let's go to auto-rotate goalie is on. You know, do we... I don't know. I feel bad about that. Let's simulate another month. I will talk about the entire league stats. but I want to go another month, see how we're doing. Let's go all the way up to the 1st of January. Let's see how we're simming after our 3rd month of play. First game of the month, 2-1 victory. I'll take it. Pittsburgh, 3-1 loss. Damn it. 2 straight regulation losses. Don't appreciate that. Against Metro teams, 9-5 victory over the Washington Capitals. I will take it. Come on. Let's get to 20 here pretty soon. I would very much appreciate it. Let's get to 20. Columbus. Get absolutely sucker punch. 5-0 shutout. We get a victory very quickly. 2 straight there. Nashville again. Nils Hoglander has been hurt until the 29th. That sucks. Head coach places player will go in and fix that up. Nils Hoglander, you just got hurt. I'm going to agree with you because you're... no. I should have just went with Persuade. Shut up, Nils. 9-5 victory. Good. So we're up to 20 wins, which is huge. 21 wins, sorry. Anthony Francis is up to not a goal per game anymore. That sucks, but we did lose Nils until the 29th. So what is the decision that we make here? Do we throw maybe Numanen up here? I'm going to try Numanen. Let's try Numanen. Fitzgerald down there. We'll get Kunin here on the 3rd line for just a little bit. Oh wait, we'll go. Yeah, sure. We'll go with that. That works for me for a little bit. Let's just go. We're a good team. Let's play solid. We're 1st place in our division. Let's keep the momentum going. Detroit, the dumpster fire. A few games here. We should be fine without Nils. He's not make or break on this team, but he is definitely an important player. Beat Detroit. Good AHL injury. He's out until what do you call that holiday before Christmas? New Year. No, not New Year's. What's it called? Christmas Eve. How did I forget that? I'm so stupid. Nils Hoglander, welcome back. Oh, I feel like an absolute tool. Oh my god, how did I forget the name for that? Oh, I'm hilarious. Okay, Kunin back to the 4th. Numanen. How's Numanen been? 18 points in 36 games. Well, welcome back, Hoglander. I missed you, Hoglander. Welcome back, you absolute stud. San Jose and Chicago to end the month. And we lose our first regulation game the moment Nils Hoglander is back. Can we rebound quickly against Chicago? We do. Great month there. So we went on a 7 game win streak. That is huge for this team. That is exactly what I expect to see out of this team. If you get a loss, rebound quickly. Anthony Francis is up to 60 points almost halfway through the season. That's all I'm saying. We are 1st place in our division, and we are tied for 2nd in the NHL. Ooh, I like that. I like that very much. But let's check out the stats. Let's check out how everybody is doing. I'll skim over this, not quickly, but I'm gonna go. Oh, let's check with Weeman first. Weeman. I mean, Ben Bishop's winning games. Weeman's winning games. He's up to an 84, which is huge for us, but they've been bad. I don't know what that is. Our defense is so good. But let's go backwards. Let's talk about the defense first. Ooh, Quinn Hughes. Maybe a Norris. I would love a Norris from him. Marcus Mironov is playing the best hockey of his goddamn career. On pace for his best season yet. I love that. Ooh-wee. Maybe not the most goals this year, but I love that. And Brant Clark has turned the heat up. Absolute stud. Oh, I love my defensive core. I don't understand. It's because our defensive core is more offense, but like we should be settling it down. We're a good team. Matthew Dumba, 20 points. That's solid. That's really good for a defenseman. I'm not saying that's solid. That's 20 points. He's on pace for 40 points or 40 plus points. It's not bad. Thomas Hickey, 7. Ryan Sutter, you can throw him into the sun and his contract too. Let's talk about the forwards. Obviously, Anthony Francis, absolute machine. Your current captain of the Minnesota Wild, Kirill Kaprizov, 46 points. Hell yeah, man. I like that. I mean, 20 goals, you're not going to compete with Anthony Francis in the goal category. But 20 goals, you're on pace for over 40 goals this season. Same with Evgeny Malkin. You're all pulling your weight here. I need that. Same with Petrangelov. He's been great as well. Evgeny Malkin, surprisingly really good. David Pastrnak, 35 and 38. If I can get him just under a point per game or floating around that, that's where I need him at. Especially going to the playoffs. He has 5-game winners. Probably the most on this team. Yeah, the most on this team. We're going to need that kind of experience. Nils Hoglander, 27 through 34. He did miss a few games there. The second line got better defensively, which is good. He is now 23 years of age. If we can keep him around the 70-point mark, 65 plus every season, I like that. I like him at that number. Cal Newman at 19 points. I like him. He's scoring 11 goals. Maybe a 30-goal campaign. I think if he heats up down the stretch, he could look at that. 20 goals is 100% needed. I don't think we will be having a Calder winner this year, which is sad. Langley, there's 16 points. That's also not too shabby. He's been good defensively. That third line has been really solid. Zucker, 14, and Raymond. You guys might be saying, oh, he should be playing wing. He has a 75 overall faceoff, which is really solid for a winger prospect. I'm starting to doubt him, and I have a feeling his potential might skirt off the end of a cliff into a burning fire. A burning fire. Of course, it's a burning fire. Oh, and it's a fire. All fires are burning. You know what I mean. I'm scared for Lucas Raymond. I'm not sure what to do with him. 14 points. He's on pace for 30. Is that his cap? Do we trade him for something impressive? We can totally do that. Move Kunin up. Bring Dewar up into the NHL. A lot of options. Luke Kunin, 10 points. He's been good defensively. I know he's looking for a spot in that top 9 now. Maybe he'll get it next episode. Ryan Hartman, 10 points as well. Fitzgerald with 2 and 5. 2 goals. What a beauty. And let's go to the entire league. Let's check out... You know what? Let's go. Let's work our way backwards. We'll go with goalies. And then all the other jazz. I'm assuming Ben Bishop is up there with win. He has the most wins in the league. Not the best goalie. Carter Hart is an absolute monster and is winning all the trophies this year. Defense. Quinn Hughes has the most points. It's him right now. He's having the best season so far. He has the most points, most assists out of all of them. Plus 13. Next best plus minus is Gostisbehere with 16. Has way less points. It is Hughes' season so far. Let's talk about rookie skaters. Who is the best rookie skater in the league right now? Jesper Straka, who somebody commented on my last video and said, Straka is I can't remember what region it was from, but it means pie in a different language, which is, I love that. Oh, Jesper Straka. Oh, Straka is such a sick name. I love that. Okay, let's go to the entire NHL. Who is leading in that category? Oh, Connor McDavid. 3 more points in 3 more games. So I would say that's a tie because Anthony Francis is obviously a point-per-game player. He's going to get you at least 1 every game. So that is definitely something to consider there. I would say it's a tie right now. But who's leading in the goal category? It is currently a tie for first place. Jesper Straka with 31. Vosnar not very far behind for Detroit. But they've both played 1 more game. You can say Anthony Francis is probably good for a goal in the next game. So I think Anthony Francis is leading in most departments. So actually, I'm pretty sure he has the most power play points too. Okay, he's tied for the most power play points with Brad Marchand. Our big guys are getting it done this season. And there's a few guys on our roster that I'm a little disappointed with. Goaltending is a different thing. Is a different conversation that I could rant about for an hour because EA never knows how to do their goaltenders right. They were fine in the last game. Like, they were so they were fine in NHL 19. This game, you introduce the slider thing where it's like, oh, high scoring, medium scoring. I'm actually on medium scoring right now. And goaltenders are like, oh, I'm never going to get you a 900 save percentage, which is NHL average is like 910, 915. So, that's a whole nother rant, but there are definitely a few things on this team that we could look to improve. There's a few things on this team that are absolutely delightful and we don't ever have to touch. But the next episode, we head into the trade deadline. There are a few ideas that are swimming around in my brain, but it is too late in this episode to go into that subject. Thank you for watching. If you've enjoyed this one, please leave a like, leave a comment, share with people who you think may enjoy this sort of thing. I'll see you in the next one. Ciao.